Okay, we are starting to record. Welcome to the call. Welcome, Nilbert. Nilbert is going to be having the call this morning. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Hey, thank you, George. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Happy Tuesday. I'm glad to be back. I was away for a little bit. Traveled to Utah, Vegas, and Arizona. Did a lot of hiking, uh, and just experienced being outdoors and let's see, being outdoors and just admiring the beauty of creation. Really, when you're out there, especially we hiked this famous park in northern Arizona. They I think they call it the Coyote South Buttes, or where you actually have to put in for a lottery because they limit the number of people that can hike in a day, right? To make sure that it's not overcrowded and all that. But we were able to get in there and hike around, and it was so beautiful. Anyway, so happy to be back. So before we get into today's topic, which ties into the fact that we are 3 weeks away from our convention, pretty much our biggest event for the year so far. Let's open it up to anyone who may want to share anything, like anything they want to share, anything they want to um, announce, advancements, new enrollments, achievements, and all that. Feel free to unmute and let's take a couple of shares before we get into the topic. Anybody? No, not today, huh? Well, I hope it's because everyone is so focused on getting ready for convention. Hopefully, I hope to see almost everyone here um, at convention. I remember the very first time I attended the launch. When we attended the launch and we attended our first convention, the feeling that you get meeting people that you've been on huddles with almost on a daily basis is just so amazing. Just you see each other at the convention and say, "Hey, I know you." Yes, yes, we've been seeing each other like almost every day in the huddles. Okay, so um, I want to tie in today's topic with the fact that we are less than 3 weeks, or pretty much 3 weeks away from convention. But at the same time, I want to kind of talk about something that a lot of people may be experiencing or may have experienced because I actually got this comment from one of the prospects I was talking to last week. When I introduced the opportunity, the person listened to the presentation. I went over the products. I went over the global e-commerce opportunity and all that. And he said, the guy told me, you know what? I think it's too old for me to start this, right? So that's what his kind of like his thought process was. That was his objection, so to speak, right? And I have a follow-up call with him today because I kind of gave him some things to ponder and kind of like things to think about and all that. And he kind of, oh, okay, I think okay, you may have a point there. And then we're supposed to get coffee this week. So when I when I when I think about that, when someone told me after seeing this opportunity, they feel that they're too old to start this. I kind of thought this would be a good topic to talk about and tie in with the fact that we are coming up to convention. So the title of today's topic for you guys is, um, let's see, let me share my screen and show you guys. Okay, it's never too late to start, and why you can't miss the next event. Okay. Um, First, do you guys know the average age of a business founder today is? I can't see I can't see the chat, so just feel free to put it in the chat, okay? Um, if and you know, the average age of a business founder right now is 45.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's the average. The average age of a CEO, can you guys guess that? What the average age of a CEO is? Average age of a CEO is 55. Okay. And remember, we're talking about averages. So there are people, on the younger side of this, and there are people on the older side of this. So, average is just in the middle, right? Okay, lastly, the average age of a millionaire. Can you guys guess what that is? Because this one's very important, right? We're all going to be millionaires here, right? So the average age of a millionaire, 61. Okay, 61. So if that's the average, then you can run for everyone here that's on the younger side of this spectrum or on the other side of the spectrum, we are not too old, right? We are not too old and it's not too late. Okay. It's never too late to start. Okay. But that's the reason also why we can't miss the next event. So I love this from C.S. Lewis. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream, right? One of my favorite authors, C.S. Lewis, right? Okay. So why is it never too late to start? Here are a few facts or a few points on that, right? First off, your background or past activity does not define your future. Okay. Right. Your background, whatever your background is, whatever you've done before does not define your future. Okay. Age is irrelevant. Success has no expiration date. Right. Classic example, our fearless leader, right? The amazing and legendary Christine Peterson, right? Age is irrelevant. Success has no expiration date. We can always start something new, dream a new dream, and go for it. Okay. Every leader had a day one. So just think about it. Every single leader that you heard about, that you read about, that right? They had a day one where they started, everything. So today can be yours, right? And another powerful quote from another famous person, George Eliot, right? It is never too late to be what you might have been. Okay. So one of the biggest lies people tell themselves is I missed my chance,
Mhm.
right? I started too late. I'm too old. I'm too busy. I should have started 5 years ago. Let me tell you, I've seen people, in this industry because in the 2 years that, I was basically 55 when I started this 2 years ago. Okay. And in the 2 years, I've met, a lot of great leaders. And from what I've seen, right, I've seen people, start this business at every stage of life and really win and be successful. Okay. Because again, this business is about who you become when you choose to show up, right? You are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream, as C.S. Lewis said, and today can be your day one. Okay. So why network marketing, our industry, is the perfect, later start business, right? Why, there's a few points, there's a few key elements in our industry that make it the perfect later start business, right? Number one, low barrier to entry. Wouldn't you agree? Right? Low barrier to entry. Okay, we introduce this opportunity to people, right? They can start anywhere from what, $380 now to all the way to like $2,800. $2,800, if you really think about it, for any business entrepreneur, is such a low barrier to entry compared to opening a franchise, uh, having to stand up a traditional business where you either have to pay rent for your space or buy a building for your office and all that, it's low barrier to entry, right? There's no need for prior experience. I can definitely attest to that because 22 years in the military, that's all I need to do, right? I didn't have any experience in this industry. I'm totally a newcomer to this industry. Now, we have business partners who came from other platforms and all that, and that's amazing because we leverage their experience, right? But we have a ton of people here, just like me, who started this, first, it's our first, first venture into this industry, into this space, right? We don't need prior experience. We just need to be open-minded and coachable and listen to our mentors, our leaders, and those who have already done it. Like, like Christine, like George and Adrian, so many here who have a lot of experience in the industry already. They know how to do this, right? And even our higher, even our amazing leaders up in the up, in up in the company, like, Kim, Samson, everyone else. Plug into an existing system and mentorship. Again, our industry or our business, our company is so turnkey. That's all we need to do is plug into an existing system. We already have the way to do it, right? They provide a back office. We have our own back office and all that. And then we have a system. We have these huddles, these daily huddles that we can plug into and learn from people, right? Speed of building belief through events. And, I'm going to start tying this into why uh, events are so important. Okay. Why, events are so important. But, okay. Um, Before I get there, you have to have the desire and the willingness to learn, a coachable mindset, right? And then, when you plug into a system that helps you move fast, that includes events. The events are part of our system, right? The events are part of our system. That's why the company, holds these events annually, and that's why we have regionals. That's why we have our local events. This is all part of the system. When you plug into this, it helps you move a lot faster. Okay, when you choose to engage fully, right? And again, especially with attending events. And from Tony Robbins, your past does not equal your future. That is so true, right? Your past does not equal your future because your future is so full of potential. It's a huge variable, right? You don't know what's going to happen, but you have a lot of input into it, right? How your future will be determined by how fully engaged you are in currently whatever endeavor you're devoted yourself to. And in this case, we're spreading this global movement all over the world. We're helping people get healthier and we're helping people achieve financial freedom, right? So how do events accelerate success, right? Like, why do we need to attend events? Okay. Well, first of all, to get the vision, to see what's possible,
Okay.
right? To see what's possible, not only for us as brand ambassadors, right? Not only for us as brand ambassadors, okay, but for our guests, for people who we invite to the event, or for new people they just began, right? An opportunity for them to see what's possible, to build belief, okay, to basically tell ourselves, hey, we can do this. If they can do it, we can do it, right? And it's not only for us. Again, it's not only for us. It's to show, our team, especially our new members, that they can do this too, right? It's building the belief that everything is possible as long as we just stay coachable, have a positive mindset, and plug into the systems. Okay. Develop skills to learn how to do it. That's probably one of the key portions of this, right? When we attend events, because it's a chance to be to listen, to meet, and to see our leaders in action on stage, providing training, sharing their experience, right? Sharing what they went through. And then, during the event, we have, there's breakout sessions where our leaders take time. I remember last convention, instead of taking their lunches, like their leaders who got into breakout rooms and provided training on the comp plan, the pay plan, how to do our promos and all that, like currently, like, the power of three and all that. So it's a chance to learn how to do it and get it directly from our leaders. Okay. Building relationships. This business is built on community, right? This is our community right here. So when you attend events, it's an opportunity to expand this community and to foster really good working relationships, not only with your direct team, whether they're your direct upline or your downline, but are what we like to call sidelines and cross lines and all that, because um, we can learn so many things, if we just, are open to listening to everyone, right? To other teams, because they may be doing something that's more effective, that your team can adapt or can emulate, right? It's a way to create momentum. That is definitely, uh, I think, I can't remember which leader it was who mentioned it. It may have been Christine. I know Christine mentioned this at one point, right? Depending on the number of people that you bring to the event, that equates to a specific amount of dollars that you can earn for the next year, right? Events trigger massive growth because everyone who attends the event, whether it's you by yourself or your whole team, right? You get the vision, you see what's possible, you strengthen your belief that you guys can do this, you develop the skills and learn how to do it, you build relationships and network with other leaders. All this combines to help you achieve massive growth, right? It really drives momentum. Okay. Okay. So momentum is created in moments, right? Show up and create yours. Um, this is so how would I call it? It is so true because if you don't show up, how can you achieve momentum, right? The way to create your momentum is to basically show up. Okay. Now, FOMO. Is FOMO a good thing? Right? We leverage FOMO, right? I know one time I was listening to Adrian do some training and she mentioned definitely leveraging, fear of missing out, like, you know, uh, to incentivize people to attend, right? Let them know what benefits they can get from attending the convention, all the good things, they can see the big picture. It will open their eyes and all that. Basically, we basically tell them that they definitely do not want to miss out on this event, right? So fear of missing out is actually very real. It's one of the most powerful tools in marketing and leadership. Okay. When you show up, okay, when you show up and, when you post about it on social media, you bring energy back to your team, right? You create the next wave of momentum. Now, when you skip it, what happens? You miss an opportunity, right? You miss an opportunity that may not come again this year, right? Well, I mean, we only have our convention once a year, right? So if you're ready to build belief, Okay, if you're ready to build belief, if you're ready to build connections and you're ready to achieve momentum, you need to be there, right? You yourself need to be there. Okay, people want to be where others are winning, right? You know, I remember some of my team who weren't able to make it to convention, and they started seeing the pictures and all that, and they definitely, wow, that must have been an awesome event, right? People want to be where others are winning. So missing an event means missing connections and missing inspiration. I know that every time I attend an event, uh, I still remember the very first, the launch, and then all the events that I've attended. I always leave even more inspired than I was already. My inspiration level, like, good, just gets off the charts. Okay. Creating leverage and excitement within your team, right? Now, okay, let's be real. Some of us have big teams already, bringing, and we can drive them to attend events. But you could be a new person, right? You could have just started. You may be a team of one, right? You may be a team of two. Maybe you have one or two persons in your team. It doesn't matter, right? It all starts with you. It all starts with one. Okay. This is how you create leverage and excitement within your team. It doesn't matter if it's only two of you right now, right? Fear of missing out means you're aware something big is happening. And we know something big is happening in 3 weeks, right? Something big is happening. So we need to go and be part of it. Okay. So how to leverage for those of you who have already planned to go, already have your tickets and all that, right? How do you leverage this convention, right? Well, okay, you definitely have to attend with intention. You go there not to just like socialize. I mean, socializing is one part of it, right? But you have to take notes. You definitely meet as many people as you can, right? So you can plug into what they're doing and all that. You can trade notes. You can trade secrets, so to speak. Like, what does your team do? How is your team moving so fast? What are you guys doing? Stuff like that. Okay. Document the experience. Well, I think in this day and age, we don't that's a given, right? Photos, selfies, videos, all that becomes naturally part of what we do at conventions. Okay. We definitely have to promote not only during and after. You have to promote, we have to continue promoting now, right? If you already have your tickets or whatever, post it on your social media. So excited for this convention, and all that. Promote it, right? Of course, after event, you definitely share key takeaways immediately. Okay. Yeah. So it's a fact that not everyone can go. We wish everyone here can go, right? But so it's either schedule or personal, family, or whatever. There could be a ton of reasons why it's just not possible to go at that weekend, right? So for us, those of us who are going, I think it's our responsibility and our obligation to share the takeaways immediately, right? To share what we've learned and pass it on, because that's what we do, right? We duplicate, okay? And then, of course, invite your team and prospects, next time. Share with them exactly how amazing the event was, everything that you've learned, and then you invite them, to the next one, okay? And this is so true as well. Those who show up do go up. Okay, I've seen that. Right? Those who show up do go up. Okay, our action plan for today. All right. Registering now for convention if you haven't done so. Right. Register now. Right. Block your calendar. Right. Post about attending. Help build FOMO again. Help build the fear of missing out. All right. List 3 people that you're gonna bring. If let's say you already have people that can't go. You've invited them. they can't go to this event, keep them on your list and bring them on the next event. It doesn't have to be next year, right? But the next event, it's always the best event, right? So after convention, whatever the next big event is, whether it's a regional or local, try to get them there. Commit to never missing events, that's a very personal thing, but if we commit, so basically this is how I think about it. If this is our business and we're doing everything we can to drive our business, to help as many people as possible, then we have to utilize all the tools and resources that's provided to us, right? And that includes these events. These events are really can be amazing jump starters for your business, whether you're just starting new or you've been doing this for a while and you need a recharge. These events are the perfect opportunity to do that. Okay. Opportunities don't happen. You create them. Okay. You create them. Right. So I'm gonna close out with this. For everyone here, right? It's never too late to start, right? It's never too late to start. Some of you today might have been thinking, I should have started sooner. I'm too late. Let me tell you, the only thing that's too late is not starting today, right? We'll never be as young as we are today, ever, right? Because tomorrow will be another day older, right? And the fastest way to light a fire in your business is to get in a room at this convention. That's one of the fastest ways, right? You leverage the inspiration, the experience of have your people, your team, your guests listen to the likes of Kim Hui, Samson, all our other great leaders, Daniel Piku, right? And then of course we already have our own leaders here that are going to be there to probably take the stage, like Christine and George and Adrian, right? So do not miss it. One thing I can promise you, when you walk into that room, you'll feel the energy. You'll feel the energy, the belief, and the vision. And you'll realize this is what we need. This is what we've been missing. So again, decide today. I'm going to convention. I'm going to show up fully and attend with intention, and I'm going to bring as many people as I can, whether this year or next year, right? So now it's your turn, right? I can't wait to see everyone there. I can't wait to see everyone at convention. So that's what I have for you guys today. And I'm back on track, finishing a couple of minutes prior to prior to 08 Pacific or 1000 Central. I think we have a few minutes to open up. Anyone who wants to chime in, share anything about their experiences about convention and why we need to be there, especially for those people who have never been to convention. This is their first time. Feel free to share. Feel free to unmute and chime in.
I just want to say thank you very much, and two things. One of them about the age. When I got in the project, that was before I say many times the person that sponsored me, he was 75 coming out of a bankruptcy. With not, I mean, this guy had been a butcher in the past. The person that sponsored him was Carol. Carol was in Canada, and she was in her 70s too. Not only she was in her 70s, but she was in Canada and the company was not in Canada yet. She was so go-getter that opened an LLC in Wyoming, and that's the way that she started building the business. And the person that sponsored her was Joyce, and Joyce was in California. She was 80 years old, and she was very sick. And she sponsored Carol, and Carol sponsored Jimmy, and all the three become multimillionaires. It doesn't matter. And the second part of what you're saying is true. You have to go, when you go to convention, just because you were in one, they are not the same. Every convention is different. It's a different stage in the company. This is a different stage where there are going to be some announcements that are going to take us to the next level. But go ahead. I think Christine was going to say something.
Oh no. I've never missed a convention, and you're absolutely right. First of all, you want to get a lot of team members. Imagine if you got, I mean, if for everyone that gets there, it's worth $1,000 of income to you for the following year. And that they get excited, they see the vision, they start ordering more, they're enrolling more. That is like investing in your future. But not only it motivates you, it gives you the vision. And you're absolutely right. I remember Jimmy Smith, a legendary. He's kind of my hero. He started like 76 or 75, 76, coming out of bankruptcy. And now he's made $100 million. But interesting, it's never too late, is it? It's Carol enrolled the sick lady, and the sick lady enrolled Jimmy, and they all started. And then it became this younger generation too, because it was inspirational to see, well, it's never too late. If they can do it, what's wrong with us? But it will be an exciting convention. We'll have new products there. It's really 2 weeks. Nilbert, I can't even believe it. I was looking this morning. I was thinking 3 weeks in my head too. You did a great presentation, by the way. It's really just 2 weeks. Tomorrow we'll be getting on the road. Can you believe it? Wow. So I don't care if you have to beg, steal, whatever. You need to be there. I've watched people come, and George and I've watched people that have gone in their cars and couldn't even afford the hotel room and slept in the car, and they became millionaires. But they showed up. They had that, I want it. And then they go there, and then it goes, oh my God, it's for real. I got to. And of course, the next year, they all became on, and because they had that grit. I'm going. I'll figure out a way. No excuses. I think that's what happens. Well, my family needs you this, and I did that. You know what? Your family needs you absolutely for the future, because they're going to need you for college educations, and they're the first ones to come to you. And if you don't make a lot of money, how can you help anybody? So really, this is your future education. And think about it, if you worked in a corporation, and your boss said, you need to go to this seminar. This is a requirement. Would you go? Absolutely. Because your boss, you'd be afraid of being fired or something. Well, we're not going to fire you, but we know how important it is. And I remember having a hot dog in one of the breaks with Nilbert. I got to know Nilbert better. I knew he was new, and we were just sitting there having a hot dog. I know that's not too healthy, but it sure was good. So we had a hot dog sitting there. And Nilbert says, oh, Christine, it's so nice to meet you. And so we get to know. And so Nilbert and I became great friends. And I have such great admiration for Nilbert, thinking about 55 years old and starting a new career. That is fantastic. And I loved your points this morning. Average, I didn't know that was good. I always like statistics. Average business founder starting a new business is 45 years old. I always knew that was a great market when we were recruiting. I've always felt it was 35 to 45 is prime target, because they've been beat up in their corporations. They're tired of doing traffic. They're looking for more, so that's a good age. But the average CEO is 55. But that CEO is short-lived. If you don't make it to CEO by 55, you don't have really too many chances. And those people are searching for opportunities, because you get to 55, 60, you're not getting the job as a CEO. It is over. It is peaked. Remember that. And the average millionaire hit it at 61. Okay, we've got a lot of time. Well, not me, but I hit a millionaire before that, of course. My mother always said I was a late bloomer. I think 82 is probably qualified as a late bloomer for sure. But just getting going, right? It is so exciting. But that's what I love about the industry. I don't care if you're 82, you're 76, you're 20 years old. George and I watched a whole group. I was talking about this earlier in this morning. We watched a whole group come in. It was called the Start Group on our last platform, 18 to 35. They started doing social media. We're going. We're making a difference in the world. We're excited to be part of our movement to change the world. The next year, we had all these young people on stage in their 20s making $100,000 a year or more. They got excited, but they went to the conventions. They saw the vision. We saw one girl fly from Australia to the convention. She saw it and said, wow,